Do you believe karma always finds its way back around? My Aunt Carol always treated me like I was invisible. Growing up, every family holiday at my grandfather's house was the same routine. Carol's kids got showered with gifts, attention, and affection, while I got a polite nod and maybe a pair of socks. When my dad, her brother, passed away suddenly in a car accident when I was 12, things only got worse. Carol told me straight to my face, "You don't belong here anymore. You're just baggage." I lived with my mom after that. But every time we went to Grandpa's, Carol made sure I knew I was the outsider. Fast forward a few years, Grandpa's health started failing, and Carol swooped in like a vulture. She was suddenly Daddy's little helper, driving him to doctor's appointments, managing his finances, and bragging to anyone who would listen about how much he relied on her. At family dinners, she'd make little comments like, "Well, since I'll be the one taking care of Dad's estate, I guess I'll be the one living in his house someday." Everyone just assumed she'd inherit everything. Honestly, I thought so too. Then Grandpa passed away. At the funeral, Carol showed up in designer black clothes, crocodile tears streaming down her face, acting like she was the most heartbroken person in the world. I barely cried, because honestly, I'd done my grieving months before. After the service, Carol pulled me aside with this smug smile. "Don't expect much," she whispered. "Dad wanted his assets to stay with the family, meaning me and my kids, not you." I didn't say anything, but inside, I was boiling. A week later, the family gathered at the lawyer's office for the will reading. Carol strutted in like she already owned the place, dragging her two spoiled kids behind her. The lawyer started reading the formalities, and Carol leaned back in her chair, smirking at me like, "Watch this." But then the lawyer cleared his throat and read, "To my beloved granddaughter, Emily, who has always been overlooked, I leave my house, my savings, and everything in my estate. To my daughter, Carol, I leave exactly $1. That way, she can never contest this will." The room went dead silent. I sat there in shock, my jaw practically on the floor. Carol's smirk evaporated instantly. Her face went beet red as she slammed her fist on the table. "This is a mistake," she screamed. "Dad promised me the house." I took care of him. I was there every day. The lawyer just shook his head. "Your father was very clear about his wishes. He even included a video recording to avoid disputes." He pressed play, and there was Grandpa on screen, sitting in his favorite recliner. "Carol, if you're watching this, you're probably furious. You never cared about me. You only cared about my money. But Emily always sat with me, listened to me, and treated me like a human being, not a bank account. She's the only one I trust to carry on this family. So yes, Carol, you get $1. Spend it wisely." Carol completely lost it, screaming, crying, demanding the lawyer fix it, but there was nothing she could do. Meanwhile, I walked out of that office with the keys to my grandfather's house and enough money to start a new life. That night, as I stood in the living room of my house, I noticed something I hadn't before. On the mantle was a framed photo of me and Grandpa fishing when I was about 10. He'd kept it there all along, and in that moment I realized sometimes justice doesn't come in screams or fights. Sometimes it comes in silence, sealed in an envelope, waiting for the right moment to change everything.